Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that a second Glaive video has hit the community. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the truth surrounding all of the drama, all of the allegations regarding AI usage, lying, AI slop, stolen work, it's all coming to a head. And boy, oh boy, I do feel like one of those individuals that's gotten pretty much all of the context, the behind-the-scenes look at Zome, his community, the racism, and, of course, how it's all impacting the creator that you see on the screen, Glaive Keo. And so, what better thing for us to do than just react and see what the response is? Because for a man who has seemingly been canceled, a ratio of 3K likes to 155 dislikes seems pretty good. So why don't we go ahead and see what this discussion, why don't we see what it's all about? Take it away, Mr. Keo.
The biggest liar in the gacha space, mamma mia, the fakest gacha creator. They ran my scripts through an AI detector. It hit 70 to 100%. And now people are saying that I'm a fraud who uses ChatGPT to generate every single word I say. And not only that, there is tens and hundreds of people commenting, DMing, emailing, posting about it. And the narrative somehow became Glaive Keo's videos are fully AI generated.
And that's what's going to happen. Let me give you a direct quote from Zome's video that, due to his misinformation and his incredibly, now that we've got all the details, racist takes, let's go ahead and break down exactly the type of stuff that Zome was saying.
Don't even know this, so I don't blame them, right? But it's just so dystopian to me how all this time nobody realized it's all just nothing more than AI slop. Now,
so with Zome making incriminating statements like Glaive Keo's videos are nothing more than AI slop, that's why people are saying all of Glaive's videos, they're entirely AI produced. Because Zome has been on the record saying all of his videos, they're nothing except AI. That's literally what he says here. And when this video is a hit piece targeted towards Glaive, and this is the type of wording that's being used, let's read this.
Now, if it was just one video being detected as 99%, it wouldn't be an issue. But if every single video is being detected as like 99% AI, it's kind of hard to ignore this.
And so Zome then proceeds to say, all of Glaive's videos are nothing more than AI slop, and they're all 99% AI. Is it that surprising at all that people would start, that take would start evolving from Zome from, oh, Glaive uses AI for one thing to Glaive uses AI for everything? It's pretty obvious because that's the exact wording that Zome uses.
What a massive leap in logic. So, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, let's answer that question. Did an AI write my scripts? No. But did I use AI to fix them? Absolutely. And there is a massive difference. If you guys didn't know, let me give you the full context. I am not American. English is actually my second language. And I know what you're thinking, but Glaive, I thought you were black. You don't have an accent.
All right. Are you black?
No.
Oh, okay.
And that is exactly where the insecurity comes from. I can speak fluent Japanese, but I'm actually insecure about my professional writing. Even though I sound native, my raw grammar and sentence structure are often very much broken. And if I say my thoughts out loud, you would not understand.
Do you guys remember what I said when I covered the issue before? Where people are going ahead, making takes, making claims that I'm being racist to Glaive because I said he's ESL and that he might have struggles with writing. Oh, yeah, maybe that's just how it is because my fucking parents are ESL, you racist pieces of shit. So I would know firsthand what the struggle looks like, you retards. I love getting told by a bunch of 12-year-old Genshin Impact players that I'm the racist person. Wonderful. Now, do you want to see exactly what good old Zome said regarding this situation? We got a response video from Zome before. Because my memory is so good, I can just look up the transcript and see this exact part from Zome where he directly contradicts everything that Glaive Keo is saying over here.
He speaks perfect fluent English. How on earth am I supposed to know that he speaks perfect fluent English?
And so when you have creators who are the ones creating these hit pieces in the first place, and they're furthering the narrative by lying about Glaive speaking perfect fluent English, he's lying here because Glaive himself has just said he doesn't. This creator, Zome, is literally spreading racist lies about Glaive Kyo's English fluency for one reason. Let me show you what he did. He proceeded to pin a comment. He pinned a comment on his own video. And do you want to know what that pinned comment said? Let me show you. You do realize Glaive is Indonesian and is not fluent in English. He pinned this comment for the sole purpose of having it shamed by his entire community. He pinned it for that reason, to shame his entire to have his entire community shame him. You can read the responses in here. Look at everybody continuing to reiterate the false racist information about Glaive. Sorry, racist misinformation about Glaive. You and Sate do realize you implying Glaive doesn't speak English when he literally has a fluent American accent in his videos is very racist, no? Oh, so I should trust the non-ESL guy with clearly an agenda on a racist person's YouTube channel over the guy literally saying that he has a English problem. Do you see how by pinning this post, what type of discussion is being formed here? This is a literal racist pin to create a discussion to just pile even more racism onto Glaive. It's fucking ridiculous. Hey, you're on the record speaking English. This is like you looking at one clip of me saying, ¿Cómo están? And then you now say, I must know the entire Spanish language. You fucking dipshits. You want to know the funniest thing about this? You want to know who's fluent and can speak English and can't write an essay? Look at the American school system. You have retarded children who repeat the 5th grade 30 times. They can't write, but they can speak English. You have people that failed their English writing class 30 times, but they can still hold a conversation. They still speak fluent English. So now you're holding Glaive to a literal higher standard than actual native speakers. Because you have effectively, with this racist ass pin in this racist ass comment section, where the fuck is it? This racist ass pin in this racist ass comment section, do you know what you've done? You're holding an ESL person to a higher standard than an actual native, like an actual natural born American. Because guess what? I know plenty of dipshits from my middle school, high school days that can speak perfect English, but their writing is dog shit. Looks like a 5-year-old's. So the idea, oh, you can speak English? You must be able to write it too. How insanely racist is that when you have native-born Americans failing English class, held to a higher standard than natural-born speakers? If you're doing that, if you're holding someone to a higher standard than a natural-born speaker, you are so racist, it's unbelievable. And that's the only purpose of this pin. So now that we've gotten that settled, let's keep going.
And then for your take that I don't have my own opinions, well, the answer to that is, I have crippling ADHD. This is actually where the soul of the channel comes from, right? The ADHD gives me wild ideas, like furry boy takes you out on a date, but he gets ambushed. Boyfriend roleplay ASMR, like where did you get that idea from? It is where the creativity comes from, right?
You probably recognize from Glaive's videos, he does say a bunch of just very, sometimes odd shit as he goes throughout his scripts. I remember one time he was like talking about like, I don't know, getting like disciplined by like another CC and like that weird, you know what I'm talking about, right? He does shit like that. He's a bit of a weirdo, but like it's the gacha space, so you're like supposed to be a weirdo.
It also explains the really late and rare upload schedule. The ideas are mine because my brain never shuts up. There is constantly like 3 podcasts in my brain all talking at the same time. But this condition of mine is terrible at structuring scripts. My raw notes look like Punishing Grey Raven's skill descriptions.
You should have said Zenless Zone 0 skill descriptions. They're worse.
It is a mess.
Have you seen Dialin's? Let me pull up Dialin's skill description real fast. I saw that shit and I was like, there ain't no way. Woo! Whoo! Oh my god! Are you ready? Hey, let's read Dialin's core passive, guys. This is one ability. This is one ability. What the fuck? How is this one ability? EX, rock, scissors, paper, malicious complaint, positive reviews, customer
and you need a guide maker to understand the gameplay. And so I use AI to bridge that gap. I bring the messy notes, the creative ideas, and then the AI brings the structure and the grammar. It organizes the insane amounts of information into something you can actually watch. And to those people who call me lazy, you let the AI do all the work for you. Well, to prove otherwise, see that I have the research.
Like video has my back, right?
Look at the comments.
Okay.
This is Glaive showing the glue. Do you want to know what Zome's response to glue is? Do you want to see? Get ready. Watch this, guys. This is Zome's response to Glaive doing research and then using AI to bridge the gap.
Letting it do all the hard work for you. And you cannot compare taking down a few notes to writing a full script.
Zome speaks this like he's used AI to write a script before, but he never shows proof that he has that knowledge. So he's out here speaking as an expert, chastising Glaive when he has no experience, no knowledge of what Glaive actually does or the work that he puts in. What an interesting creator.
Comments aside.
Okay, comments aside! Come on, and I have
I think I've said on the record, like, Glaive's streams are, like, a lot different than his videos. I probably don't need to provide any more examples, because I think everyone here is like, what did I just see?
the rage, the anger, the reactions. Now this thing needs one! So if it's a flower or a feather, it's one.
It kind of sucks that he has to do this, because I've already said on the record so many times, Glaive does not talk on stream like he does in his videos, because he's not. I've already said it so many times, and so it's. I feel like it's kind of annoying that he has to like expose like his.
What the fuck? That's bullshit. Just make everything one. You need two? Ay, 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 mi bombo clot. Holy shit. This is so good.
I feel bad that he has to show these because he looks like a retarded child.
But my English.
But that's the thing. It just so fully and completely dismantles the argument that this guy is just like some actual secret English aficionado who's just like maliciously using AI behind the scenes to be a lazy piece of shit. It's like, no, he just like he actually just seems retarded. Because what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
But my English writing structure is, to be honest, as good as Genshin's loadout system. My handsome brothers and pretty sisters and very attractive in-betweeners, if I wrote these scripts raw, you wouldn't watch them because the grammar would be shite. So I use AI as a tool. I feed it my notes, my arguments, my misinformation and my bad takes and my agenda-pushing narratives.
And this is the thing. If you're saying he can't use AI for this purpose, and that all of his content is trash just because he used it for this purpose, you're basically saying, unless you know English as well as I do, don't make content. Unless you can learn English properly, you don't get to make English content. If you're going to go ahead and try to chastise, using AI for this purpose is bad. But do you want to know who did that? Chastised using AI for this purpose as unilaterally awful? Well, guess who it was? Guess who it was, ladies and gentlemen?
Don't even know this, so I don't blame them, right? But it's just so dystopian to me how all this time nobody realized it's all just nothing more than AI slops.
And I ask it to translate them into professional English. But if you're asking if I'm a content farm generating slop, no. If I was, I would be making so much more money. Like, Jesus Christ, have you seen those top 10 videos? Or maybe I guarantee you I could be making so much more and so much faster. But if you're asking if I use a grammar checker on Viagra to compensate for my language barrier, a guilty as charged.
Did you just say Viagra? What?
And here is the thing people don't understand about these detectors. If I write a script myself, like literally my own ideas, my own words, but then I ask the AI to quote unquote make it better and grammatically correct it.
I don't even think that was AI, because why would the AI write Viagra? I think that's proof that it wasn't AI, because how the fuck did Viagra get in there? I feel like that was a manual spell check correction that turned a word into Viagra. Hey, I guess that's proof it's not AI. There you go.
or make it more engaging in a way, when you check it, it will come out to be high percentage of AI. The detector doesn't distinguish between AI generated the opinion and AI fixed the sentence structure. It just sees the polish and flags it. And this is why what you did at the end of your video is so dangerous. You explicitly asked your viewers to go out and start a witch hunt against anyone else they suspect is using AI.
If you guys have a suspicion of anybody in this space who could be using AI to make their scripts, let me know down below in the comments, and I will make—
Yeah, let's not start a witch hunt for other people. I don't think that's a great idea.
And that is objectively a horrible thing to say. And
Well, you already know that Zome is all about witch hunts. That's what you know. That's why, again, Zome decided to pin a post explaining the ESL situation. There's no other reason for it. There's no other reason why somebody would want to pin that post and do that. And have their community collapse, making an entire video onto the situation like that. I'm being honest. How does this occur? Unless you want it to happen.
And now the entirety of this video is just reiterating the same points for about 15 minutes, and it's about calling me a person who doesn't care about gacha. That just prompts an AI to make arguments for me. Make a Genshin hate video now! Make me a response to his video because I can't do it without you, ChatGPT Alpha! If that were true, explain the footage of me live on stream, spending hours gathering information, taking notes, structuring the timeline, and reacting to news in real time.
Well, the reason why it's gonna get swept away is because Zome said it doesn't matter, right? Because this is Zome's most recent response video.
purpose during your reaction, I literally said that there's nothing wrong with using AI unless you're letting it do all the hard work for you.
And clearly, Glaive is showing you he's not letting the AI do all of the hard work for him, showing these detailed notes. But then listen to what Zome keeps saying afterwards.
And you cannot compare taking down a few notes to writing a full script. You also have no way of—
So now he's just saying, hey, it's okay if you don't let AI do all the hard work, but in this circumstance where you're still doing hard work, it doesn't count. So this is, as you can clearly see from Zome's responses and how he keeps poking this situation, it is actually literally a witch hunt. Because no matter what, there's always some way, no matter what Zome says or whatever reasoning he gives, there's always some way where Glaive is wrong. There's always some way where I'm wrong. There's always some way where somebody else is getting incriminated, even though by the own reasoning he provides. In this video, he just said, if you do the hard work and then AI smooths over the rest, it's fine. But then
AI unless full script.
But then he chastises Glaive for doing the same thing. Very, very, very interesting situation here.
I am doing the work. I am building the arguments. An AI doesn't need to take notes. I need these notes. If I was just generating slop, I wouldn't spend hours researching. The AI fixes the words. The work is mine. I mean, I understand if what I just said doesn't make sense to you. There is a literal minute segment where you point into a very specific sentence in my video as proof of AI. And this is what you said.
Why would you put "you're not just silencing companies" in there? If it was a human being writing that script, you wouldn't even get the idea to put this into your script because it simply doesn't make any sense in that context.
Well,
I skipped this part of Zome's video because he literally misread the word complaints as companies and then made a whole 2-minute monologue about how stupid Glaive was for making a grammatical phrasing mistake like that. And do you know what Zome did? Because I decided to in my initial react, right? You can even look it up over here. Let me show you something. Let me show you something amazing, guys. Let me show you something perfect. In my initial react, right? I go over his own deficiency in the English language to find flaws in Glaive's script. Because this dumb motherfucker just read complaints as companies, and that's why he doesn't understand why Glaive's script.
Something like this. Here's the real danger.
And then I realized that's why he was trying to critique Glaive, and I skipped this part of the video.
When you're shutting down good faith criticism,
You're not just silencing complaints. I skipped it. I was like, this guy is so stupid. It's unbelievable. I'm moving on. Get me the fuck out of here. And that's literally why at some point, right? At some point, I just leave.
companies in there. If it was a human—
And then after I leave this spot, you can see me looking down, right, at the progress bar to see where else I can skip to. Zome decided to weaponize me skipping his dog shit videos points where he misreads complaints as companies. And then Zome decided to, in his response video to me, weaponize the fact that I skipped his nonsense to just lie about me. Look at how many times in this guy's video he says, you skip the part, you skip the part, you skip the part. He used me skipping his dog shit takeover here and then just lies about everything else that I skipped. And you can literally see in the transcript, bro just spends an entire 10 seconds. Hey, is this Chat GPT? That's a lot of repetition, buddy.
You also skip the part in which I exposed Glaive for false information on Wuthering Waves. You skip the part in which I explain why AI is a problem and when.
What you're seeing on the screen here, look at what he says I skip and look at the proof.
You also skip the part in which I exposed Glaive for false information on Wuthering.
Actually, just hear
I
this
sure
whole
hope so,
segment.
because you clearly lied about me on purpose, just like in all the other
No proof.
points you made about me.
No proof.
You also skip the part in which
No proof.
I exposed Glaive for false information on Wuthering
No
Waves.
proof.
You skip the part in which I explain why AI is a problem and when
No proof.
it is a problem. You skip the part in which I literally explain the
No proof. This bro's just over here saying, hey man, Saint did all of these things, skipped all of this reasoning, dodged all of my incredible superior logic and reasoning because I'm the better content creator, and Saint's just scared because he skipped it all. And this guy's just straight up lying about that because I decided to skip him misreading complaints as companies.
You're right. Silencing companies make no sense. Absolutely. But that is not what I said. If you look at the screen, bro, it says silencing complaints. If you are blind, let me read it out for you, right? When you start shutting down good faith criticism, you are not just silencing complaints. You are hurting the game in the long run. It makes perfect sense. Complaining, criticizing the things that sounds bad in your ears as a loyal Genshin player that could never see wrong in their favorite game. Oh, but Genshin could use an AI voice for their promos.
Hello, traveler. Welcome to Genshin Impact's Miliastra Wonderland.
But a small content creator that criticizes Genshin, kill him! Kill him now for the purpose of the agenda! In your
Don't you love that? I think Hoyo uses AI in a lot of other places as well. And when they're using their AI over at Hoyo, they're using it way worse than Glaive ever could.
rush to expose me, in your attempt to prove that I am this horrible plague to the internet, you misread the text and spent 120 seconds debunking a sentence that you imagined. Somebody call the 911! Doctor, please help! I think he is high! I admit it.
You know what that reminded me of? Does anyone play TFT right now? So currently in TFT, yeah, that's like the auto chess game where you like buy characters and stuff. If there are certain like League of Legends characters that know each other in the lore, they'll like comment with lines if you like have them on your team. One of them's like, "Oh, what's up, Echo? Hey, Cupcake, how you?" Like it's shit like that, right? When you have Gangplank, the pirate, on your board, and then you buy a Dr. Mundo, what he says is, "Me sorry, Captain, but you got the scurvy, stage 12. And for some reason, this just reminded me. This just reminded me of that. I know that line. Bro, it's the funniest fucking line in the update. I'm telling you, I laugh my fucking ass off. Me sorry, Captain, but you got the scurvy. Stage 12.
Me sorry, Captain. You got the scurvy. Stage 12.
I'm sorry, bro. That's the funniest fucking line like I've heard in League. It is the funniest line I've ever heard.
Me sorry, Captain. You got the scurvy. Stage 12.
What is stage 12? Like, what does stage 12 even mean, bro? It's just like this part over here just reminded me of that. It's unrelated. Sorry.
You imagined. Somebody call the 911. Doctor, please help. I think he is high.
Stage 12.
I admitted my grammar isn't perfect. I admitted I use tools to help me, but at least I know how to goddamn read. If you're going to drag my reputation through the mud, maybe double check the transcript first, right? I mean, it's just my observation though, right? Don't get defensive. But let's get into the core of his video.
I think that's very fair, right? I think the most hilarious thing about it is that it really just encapsulates the type of community members that small Genshin channels have. They'll slowly come to realize that all they actually have as a community is literally uneducated sheep. Zome's growth in the past couple of days isn't because of his content. It's because these subscribers simply want to see him try to be negative towards Glaive, Kyo, or I. That's it. And what this is going to do is that this is actually going to butcher his analytics in the long run. Because right now, none of his videos will be clicked at all unless they're related to drama. So the second he tries going back into any of this stuff, right, talking about guides, Alice, theory crafting, any of that, the algo is going to be centered entirely around drama content. These are HSR players. These are Mr. Pokey fans. They're not going to watch his stuff. And the thing is that he doesn't understand that he's not built for this. But he decided to, in whatever kind of shallow-minded, whatever, like, half-baked attempt that he made, there's no winning for this guy. It's completely cooked.
It is the claim that my videos are soulless or random nonsense generated by a robot. And for that, you brought up my extraction phase wording and you called it stupid.
Writing is so stupid. Not even the dumbest human being in this world could make this up. Like, what are these phrases? Also, what are you talking about, bro?
I mean, you were struggling to give it a reaction to that phrase, and you just called it stupid, like you don't know what it means. You are condemning me for using AI, but I could talk to you in the simplest way possible, and you still wouldn't understand.
This is another circumstance where Zome doesn't understand English, and he's using his lack of understanding of English to attack other creators. Here's an example of where Zome is literally spreading actual lies about me. Zome says that I called him racist in my initial video. Let's see where he first mentions that.
You had to go through to somehow paint me as racist.
This is what I said to Zome, that he didn't understand because he's a fucking idiot. Let me show you exactly how dumb he is. So this video actually literally is like a racist, like it has incredible racist undertones to it. Like incredibly racist undertones. When you get down to the nitty gritty and you know the information. And you know the information. Do you want to know what I preceded this section with? Able to respond without using a translator, we're gonna make fun of you. So this video, when you know all the facts, so what I say, and you can see it from the start and end of this point because we played it, right? If you know all the facts and you know all the information surrounding Glaive, if you had still made this video and said the exact same things in the same way, knowing the context of him being ESL and only using AI to bridge the language gap, this video, assuming somebody had the context, is racist. But if the person doesn't have the context, it's not racist. But Zome is so dumb and literally cannot understand what I am saying in the video. He just managed to condense it as,
you had to go through to somehow paint me as racist.
I gave him the way out. That's the funny fucking thing. I gave him the way out. All he has to say is,
claiming that I'm racist because I exposed somebody for using AI in their videos. Yeah, I don't know about this one, buddy. Oh shit, and what about that one?
Then he proceeds to try to do an attack against me. The funniest thing is that when you read this guy's response, look up the word Indonesian, right? You can see it right there. Look how many times this guy mentions it.
Somebody's words. First of all, I never made fun of Glaive for being Indonesian.
I never even said that the guy did. All I said was, if you had the prior context and info that he was Indonesian and had all these debuffs, then your video's racist. But then this bro just goes in here talking like I called him racist, and he's just defending himself the whole time. Again, it's another section of a video completely made entirely because this guy doesn't understand English. Not Glaive, but the fucking person being addressed here, Zome.
You would jump through leaps of logic, and when you get asked to explain how you get to that conclusion, you just make shit the fuck up. And you know what? I'll take it. Okay, extraction phase. Maybe it's a stupid name. You got me. But that is a real concept in the gacha life cycle. And
And I've already shown you where Zome's just making shit up like crazy, even in his most recent vids.
It's also a very known thing. It is a whole thing going around gacha games, especially Hoyoverse games, that the first and second year is the honeymoon phase, and the third year is the extraction phase. It is when the power creep gets rampant. It is where they feel like they stop trying in their events and content, and they start promoting their new game instead.
Honkai Star Rail entered its extraction phase during version 2.5, after 2.3, HSR went into its extraction phase. Genshin went into its extraction phase in Genshin 5.3 when they introduced Mabuika Sitlali, Double Banner, Giga Broken characters. ZZZ entered its extraction phase very early. The first Hoyo game to enter it within 6 months of its release with ZZZ 1.4. And they released Miyabi, and the game's gone downhill literally ever since. The game peaked 6 months into its launch with 1.4 and has gotten worse ever since. The most power creep, pay to win, whatever you can think of that makes a gacha game bad, Hoyo added it to all their games once that extraction phase started.
Their goal is to maximize earnings and income from people who are trapped in the sunk cost fallacy. And it's a whole thing. You implied yourself to...
That's why ZZZ's player base is so bad. Because they never built up a player base to extract. So the end result of what's going on is that they're like employing their Genshin tactics on an audience that isn't there. That's the new character release on Twitch, by the way. That was Bon Yue. You want to know what it looks like when you see like the chart? So ZZZ used to have second phase banners, right? Where there's a little bit of a spike halfway into the patch. They don't have that anymore. It looks like they only have one banner a patch. Like, how? You literally had them before and they disappeared. That's crazy. I don't know how that happens. Oh, wait. ZZZ's in the extraction phase.
To not be a tourist by accusing me of one, so surely you know this already, right? I mean, that's what happened to Genshin, that is what happened to HSR, and it's just a whole cycle. Maybe you're criticizing the word choice, in which, what the fuck? But if you're accusing me of making shit up, you're just wrong. Related to making shit up, you also attacked me for saying there was a drought for info for Wuthering Waves 3.0, claiming leakers knew everything. He talked about leaks being abundant in Wuwa 3.0. I don't know where he's getting this from, but I have not seen the motorcycle footage from anywhere before.
There are literally absolutely close to 3.0 has been one of the most like guarded betas ever. There's so little info about shit because nobody ever posts anything in my Twitch chats about it. Because I know there's info on shit when I have people getting banned every day for spamming stuff. And nobody's been banned recently because there's nothing to spam.
For the official reveal, the first person mode, the motorcycle ride being available for everyone as a gadget, man, I thought we were all equally surprised. I really thought that. I said it in the script as well. Verbatim, the drought was real, the reliable leakers were empty-handed, and the community's excitement was starting to curdle into genuine frustration. Yes, we were all waiting for a 3.0 trailer at the end of the 2.8 livestream. Everyone was rioting that we didn't get any, and the content creators called the patch dead because of it. Brother, not a single leaker was empty-handed. What on earth are you talking about? We already knew about these characters way before we got official teaser. Like, he's just actually making up random nonsense.
Not a single leaker was empty-handed. What on earth are you talking about? We already knew about these characters way before we got any of—
Oh, so is this Zome just getting caught lying again? Don't worry, guys. We got a whole 2-hour video. I don't know if this one's going to be uploaded before or after that one, but I've got a whole 2-hour video detailing Zome's entire hit piece about me. So this hit piece is only 18 minutes and 55 seconds. My reaction is 2 hours. That's because I have to correct every little bit of misinformation and outright lying that this little piece of spiny shit managed to produce in this span of time. And I managed to literally 6x the view duration because he lies so much. And this is just more evidence that he's just continuing to lie and make more shit up.
official teaser. Like, he's actually just making up random nonsense.
Oh, wait, it's projection. Projection is a big point that I make about Zome. He has a very, very big talent for taking issues that are actually his issues and his problems and then pretending that it's somebody else's fault.
Proof! Where is the proof?
Just making up random nonsense.
Proof!
It must be easy being a Genshin drama creator. Because if you're a Genshin drama CC, all you need to do is just say woo-wah bad. Because that's what Zome just does in his videos. He just doesn't show any proof and makes crazy statements about people. And because the Genshin player base is full of retarded children, they'll just believe you. Did you know that in this entire 19-minute video, Zomi only played 10 seconds worth of clips for my VODs? He made a 19-minute video claiming that I'm a liar, a gaslighter, a manipulator lying to his audience, and the only clip he plays from any of my videos is a 10-second excerpt that literally was explicitly spliced to avoid context. It's so easy. You can just never show proof and say someone's bad, and they will believe you because they're Genshin Impact players.
Where is the proof? Because from my perspective, we're all equally surprised. I'm sorry, I wasn't in the leaker depths with you. I'm not allowed to talk about the leaks itself, so why would I indulge in it, you knob? And as you endorsed in your video, by the way, ChatGPT being the reliable information gatherer should know that there is leaks around, no? So why did I get it wrong? And also, you are okay with using AI to search for information. You are okay with relying on it for facts.
I myself use AI sometimes too, but I only use it to find information or to summarize something really complicated I don't understand.
When it has been proven again and again that it literally makes shit up, but when I use it to
Ooh, maybe Zomi actually used it. Maybe this is the accusation now. So because Zome actually is so wrong about so much stuff in this video, and we know that AI always gets stuff wrong, I think Zomi actually made this video with AI, now that I think about it. I think he had AI do the editing, and that's why it's so bad. That's why the video's so dog shit and doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I think he used Oh, I know. Guys, exposing the biggest liar of the gacha space. Zome used AI to gather all the information for this video, and that's why everything is filled with misinformation. Zome used AI to compile the logic, but he wrote the script, and that's why this video makes no sense. Oh, okay, I've cracked the code.
to fix my structure.
Stop blaming AI for retard. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, end of the world. Finally, we're going to go back to the slop and soulless claim. I think this is funny to me because usually I got a lot of hate comments saying that I have too much attitude. I get tone policed constantly. Ever since Bran Online made that reaction to my video, people tell me I sound arrogant, angry, hyperbolic, condescending. Like my fucking fault I sound so engaging and created a whole audience from it, but
Bro, he's just popping off right now.
you called it soulless, so how does that make fucking sense? How am I emotion-induced?
We got Brain Offline and Zomi. What a fantastic end to 2025.
And soulless at the same time. But are you a different animal and the same beast? What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? The math ain't mathing and the arguments don't line up. You might not find soul in the script writing, sure. ChatGPT is especially brilliant in script writing and English. Just like the anime Your Lie in April, the main character, Arimakose, he won many awards. He is a piano prodigy. And the biggest, most often compliment he receives is that he plays like a robot. The tempo, the piano strokes.
You want to know one of the biggest comments that I received before I started streaming with the face cam? People said I was AI. You want the proof? I'll show you the proof. I've got comments going all the way back in the day. Being told that you're AI usually means that your content's actually pretty good. That's usually what it means, right? To a degree. Because AI, without a doubt, oftentimes takes the best from what you have available. Let me see here. How can I sort by oldest? It doesn't really matter. Anyways, yeah, when I was doing all my unscripted stuff, a lot of that stuff was going on, and I view it more as a compliment rather than an insult.
It makes him
it's like being told you're scripting when you play a game. It's like people saying you're a scripter when you're playing a competitive game. It's like, thank you, you piece of trash.
a virtuoso. Oh my god, that's a big word. It must be from ChatGPT. Calm your tits. But the girl, Kaori, when she listened to him playing, she says it has no soul. Sure, you can argue that my script doesn't have a soul. It's so grammatically perfect that it's soulless. But my video, my delivery, my videos absolutely has a soul. Every single one of them has a soul. I pay my editors to edit my videos in an engaging way. I told them they have the creative freedom. They can add in whatever they want. When they put a typo on screen, I call call it engagement bait. And when they put the same Camellia meme on screen for the 30th time this week, I say that is creative brain rot. And I pay artists a sickening amount of money to make these videos look good.
Let me see how much Glaive pays. I only see 1.4 hundo in here. Yeah, I don't actually know how much this other stuff is.
Sickening amount of money to make these videos look good. And you think I spend money on Genshin and it's the end of my channel, but I assure you, I spend so much more accumulatively on editors and artists that even my peers tell me that I should stop. Real human beings work on this channel. If I just wanted to make AI slop, I would be churning out top 10 character lists every day, because that
I love that Glaive's expanding on this point, because Zome decided to make one of just the most absurdly disgusting statements I've ever heard. I think I've already played this one, right? But yeah, all you really need to do is just look up slob.
Y'all are literally just watching him read whatever ChatGPT told him. And Saint or anybody else who's reacting to these videos is essentially just reacting to ChatGPT. And they probably don't even know this, so I don't—
Listen to how he just washes away all the work done by artists, all the work done by thumbnails, all the work done by titles, all the work done by the editor. There are dozens of hours put into human work that goes into these videos outside of the script writing, right? And to hear this guy just equate and miniaturize all of Glaive's content as just AI slop, washing away all the work that other people have done to make the video.
I don't blame them, right? But it's just so dystopian to me how all this time nobody realized it's all just nothing more than AI slop.
Nothing more than AI slop. Direct quote. Think about the editors. Think about all the other stuff that went into this.
That is easy numbers. I can assure you, I support more real human beings doing what I do than someone out there starting a witch hunt to bring justice at the gacha space. Like, you're corny, bro. And by the way, you also made fun of a few of my most viewed videos. And if we just acknowledge that, yes, I used AI in my grammar checks and my structures. But was I wrong? Genshin Impact's main character isn't the main character. Was I wrong? Traveler is known to be a cuck in their own story. Maybe not so much in Not Cry, but back then they are Sneeko, sitting in the corner of the hotel room as they were watching Mavuika getting cracked by Capitano. After 5 years, Genshin still doesn't respect your time. You can joke and giggle about me wasting your time. The title should be after 5 years, Glaive Kyo still doesn't respect your time. But was I wrong though? Where is the loadout system? Where is the skip button? Where is all of these quality of life features?
The funniest thing is that not a single one of Glaive's arguments actually gets refuted. It's more so, hey guys, this guy used AI for this one thing. It's bad. Why is it bad? Because it's not good. Why is it not good? Because it's bad. So we need to go let him know why what he's doing is so bad. Why is it bad? Because it's bad, all right? And you don't need to know more about why it's bad, because it's bad. All right? So can we just move on, and can we just all agree that Glaive Kyo is just bad? That's the fucking video, bro. Literally, when you get down to the brass tacks and you actually know all the details, that is Zome's videos. It's bad because it's bad. And then Genshin Impact players, because they're mentally retarded, just agree.
Do you think ChatGPT cares about a skip button? Nah! An AI doesn't feel frustration or any emotions at all. An AI doesn't feel betrayal when a game dev gets lazy. You know who does? I do! And I'm sure a lot of my subscribers and my viewers and my followers do too. I was only trying to make my ideas understood clearly. I can assure you it wasn't laziness. It was genuine incompetence and a dash of insecurity in my own script writing.
I think that's fair, because guess what, man? If someone asked me to write an essay in Spanish, I'm using ChatGPT. Go fuck yourself. I don't fucking know. I'm not fucking good at Spanish. ¿Cómo están? Me llamo es entonces. Oh, but I can speak it. Oh, but I can speak it. Wait, but I can speak it and sound kind of fluent. But I don't know how to fucking write it, because that's how languages work, you retards. That is how languages work. You stupid, racist pieces of shit in this stupid, racist comment section of this stupid, racist content creator.
Brothers and sisters and siblings, we are in 2025. Tools exist, and I use them to compensate for my lack of English skills. But the passion, the opinions, the rage, that is 100% me. If you find misinformation, which lately I have been called out very often, that is not AI hallucinating. That is me being stupid. If you find a bad take, that is not a glitch. That is just me being wrong. And I don't know if you know, but I know for a fact that AI doesn't really think. It just replies to you how you want it to.
I've never used AI before. Like, ever. I'm just going to be honest. I've never actually used it. So part of it is just learning firsthand from these takes what's actually going on. But you want to know what I do know? I'm not going to trust somebody telling me how AI works either unless I know that they've actually used it.
There is a lot of videos out there that proves this. I convinced AI that God is real, or gaslighting AI into 1 + 1 = 3. Brother, AI doesn't think at all. It responds to you like a good submissive boy toy that it is. So if you found any misinformation or lacking of any information, that is not AI, that is me being misinformed, and for the lack of better term, misguided. Just like when I voice out the people's concerns. Just like when I brought up issues that needed to be talked about. The situation we're having here is not a human being controlled by ChatGPT. It is a human using an AI as a tool.
This is basically Zome creating a witch hunt onto Glaive Keo because Zome doesn't know how AI works, but he's speaking like an expert on it and is literally filled an entire video with misinformation to create a witch hunt on Glaive based off of reasons and explanations that Zome himself doesn't even know.
It's just a grammar checker and a script structure to compensate for my English skills. That is all. Judge me on my arguments, judge me on my analysis, judge me on my lack of information, judge me on my overwhelming reactions. But don't erase my existence just because I use a grammar checker and a structurer. And for the love of God, do not tone police me. But before I end this, right, I need to breathe, right? I need to be like for real with you for a second, right? To the people who have been supporting me, I know some of you felt
This guy's gonna be gay as hell right now, isn't he?
betrayed. I saw that I lost a few hundred subscribers in a day, like it's a lot. I saw the comments in my videos, the post on Twitter, the people sussing me out in my own Discord server, doubting my sincerity, my loyal viewers DMing me, my friends asking for clarification. Honestly, that breaks my heart. Your support means the world to me, and it is the reason I am here. And knowing that I made you feel like I was faking it or I didn't care, I am genuinely sorry. It was never my intention to deceive you. And again, I wasn't being lazy. I was just insecure about my English.
This is how I view it. Now that you know the explanation, if you're still upset, then I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Get bent, right? Like, hey, I'm sorry that you're getting gapped by somebody that doesn't even know English and they're a better content creator than you in global. It is what it is, right? If I was getting literally embarrassed by somebody that didn't know my language, I'd be fucking mad too. I would be mad too, because it's fucking embarrassing. Let's be real here. You are getting gargantuan gapped by somebody who doesn't even speak English on an English server. Bro, I just quit the game at that point. You guys know who you are.
Wanted to sound professional for you, and I just feel like I didn't have that dog in me, in which case it's proven that I don't, and so I'm sorry. But this past week, or actually this past month, it has been high pressure. I have been canceled 3 times this month, and it's not even the end of the month yet. Hate comments, hit pieces, DMs telling me to end myself, and people I thought who were friends, putting me in the worst light possible to pander for their viewers. Everything is just
People who I thought were my friends putting me in the worst light to pander to my viewers. Or pander to their viewers. Ooh, wait, who that? Hey, who that? Hey, who that though? Hey, drop the video. Hey, drop the video. Drop the video. Yo, you can't just be hitting me with shit like that, Glaive. Drop the video. Now you gonna make me say drop the video in a positive context now. Because now you gotta drop the video about whatever the fuck you talking about right now. What the hell? There's no way he doesn't drop the video, though, after saying shit like this, right? There's no way he doesn't drop the video unless he says shit like this. Like, or if he says shit like this. He gotta do it, man.
for their viewers. Everything is genuinely on fire for me. But strangely enough, when I was writing this script, it felt genuinely fun. I felt like the day—
Is that not Bran? Maybe it's Bran, actually. Yeah, what would make the most sense is if he's referring to Bran. Because I actually think that Glaive and Bran were actually on, like, decent terms. I actually thought they were.
in the beginning where I was just starting out. Unlike what the guy said in his video, where every single video—
Bran didn't even make a statement? Then maybe it's not Bran. He could be referring to the Bran thing from before. I do think that the only individuals that could be considered eligible for this branding are— I think the only people that are eligible here could— Who's even covered this issue? I don't even know who's covered this issue. Who could have been covering it? I don't think Kekvin and Glaive were, like, friends. Were they? I've never seen them interact ever. Who knows? Maybe we can find out later.
he uses an AI script. No, I wasn't always like this. All my jokes were genuine. It is all just me. There were no deadlines. There were no pressure to perform. There is no perfect grammar. It was just me being myself.
I think I actually know who he's talking about, though.
And I see now that the spotlight changed me. I got stiff, I got reliant on tools. I need to be what my viewers want me to be. But now I think I'm ready for it, you know? So even though this expose was meant to end my career, it actually kind of woke me up in a way. It forced me to stop hiding behind tools
Stop being a fucking pussy, bro.
and write like myself again. I don't need to sound professional because maybe that's not what you're here for. Maybe you just want to hear my opinions, genuinely raw and messy. Maybe that's what you want. You want me to
Like, bro, you're getting bullied by a bunch of 12-year-olds. Just stop being a fucking pussy. Come on, man.
scream? You want me to scream and rage and be
Like, yeah, you get yelled at by 13-year-olds. Relax, dude. They're in 8th grade.
all parasocial
You'll be fine.
with you? I don't know.
What are they gonna do? Throw their feastables at you?
What's crazy to me
Maybe their prime energy drink?
is some creators who I thought hated me
They're gonna hack your Roblox account?
was actually one of the first people who reached out to me to ask if I was
What? They're gonna gift away all of your Millie Astra Wonderland outfits?
okay. I don't know if this person wants to associate with me, so I can't say who, but it really surprised me how they're so hated online. But personally, they're really nice. And to all of you who decided to stay, get ready because very sloppy, creative, we're going to get super parasocial and we're going to push the agenda even further for the cause of the Kuro.
What the fuck did he say?
What's crazy to me is some creators who I thought hated me was actually one of the first people who reached out to me to ask if I was okay. I don't know if this person wants to associate with me, so I can't say who, but it really surprised me how they're so hated online. But personally, they're really nice. And to all of you who decided to stay, get ready because very sloppy, creative, we're going to get super parasocial and we're going to push the agenda even further for the cause of the Kuro bots. And one
I know who it is. I know who it is, guys. It's EO. You wanna know how I know it's EO? Because I saw this post by EO. Don't worry, guys. I am a detective. I don't even feel bad about releasing this information because this is, well, I'm just gonna be honest. This is kind of just like EO being a good guy. Yeah, no, this is probably just EO being a good guy. So I don't feel bad about showing somebody being a good person. Maybe some people do. Yeah, I don't. Ain't no way I opened this app tonight to see, I don't got the pass, in the gacha space, who actively don't do anything about the open racism in the gacha space, arguing about who can say, I don't have it, and it being racist or not as a defensive maneuver. So, would it be surprising at all that he reached out to Glaive regarding the situation? Makes sense, right, guys? Makes sense. Do you have the pass? I don't know if you guys can, like, actually tell, but, like, my first accent before the American one it does have a bit of a vibe to it for a reason.
One last thing, before you goalpost and say that I use AI for this script, it came out to be 100% human.
Uh-oh.
This is Glaive Keo, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!
Awesome video by Glaive. And I think that this is going to be sort of just like the final marker for this entire situation over here. I think Zome has clearly exposed himself to be one of the most shifty, shady, absurd, disgusting content creators in the space. He's also somebody that is on the record literally hanging out with neo-Nazis on his Discord server and making his server a safe place, well, for literal neo-Nazis. So that's just something to keep in mind, guys. That's the type of community that is creating allegations towards both myself and Glaive Keo. We have this whole video over here that's going to be a complete debunk, 2 hours worth of just the full misinfo, and we've already done it over here. So yeah, I do thank Zome for his services over here, both giving me and Glaive both a nice holiday bonus before the year ends at the cost of his own career. Yeah, I don't know why he decided to be so charitable at the end of 2025, but we'll both take it. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.